Phoenix, you buy local. Yeah, buddy.
Hello, hello.
Microphone.
What's up, folks?
Hello.
Howdy.
How's it going, everybody?
Buddy.
This right about time to go live again. Slackers, listen.
Yeah,
It's
buddy.
we're trying. I mean I did the stream Friday, right? Feels like forever.
Children.
Crash such loud. Are you talking about disarray or stream? We were a little confused by that. Does your BIOS need flashing? Can someone just put me on like an operating table and flash my BIOS? Poorly hung. Hello, hello. What's up?
Went to the doctor yesterday. Got my BIOS checked.
I am getting benefits through my other job.
You are never allowed. That's what I was thinking. I read that message and I was like, but Disarray complains about us being too quiet. Oh, was it whenever? Oh yeah, we were doing stuff off stream, so
40. Oh boy. Feel like I'm 100.
Yeah. Hello, hello, everybody.
You guys want to see some PCs?
PCs.
Well, just one. Yeah, we should have plenty more builds coming up though.
Got 2 Friday.
And Wells can, if he wants to, talk about his vacation. And
Yes, I would love to. Nobody at work asked me about it.
I've been doing some more cooking, trying to learn more cooking stuff, so I can talk about that too.
Dodging bullets.
I was gonna post it in the food channel, but I just whenever I was disappointed, so I didn't want to. Then I was like, I could have been like, oh, this is how not to do it.
I think, you know, being an example is sometimes good.
It's like everyone posts all these like
Should we talk
amazing
about
looking things in the food channel.
the things you ordered, Pat?
Oh, I think we showed them off.
Oh, you did? Yes. Just checking. I was like,
Oh, those, yeah.
yeah, look at that.
I feel like I thought the mouse pad was a little small, but I think I just haven't seen a mouse pad in forever.
And that's like a normal size mouse pad.
I'm used to a desk mat.
Not a desk mat.
I don't know. Like, look at this. Like, we compared it to this one, and this one is wider.
That is wider, yeah.
A little smaller.
Ryan, you could do a cooking stream sometime.
Oh my!
Wear
I don't know.
Phoenix cooks? Like, I don't know.
Wear nothing but an apron.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that, but just like, I don't know. I wish it'd be nice if I had like a proper kitchen. Like, I'm thankful that the one here isn't smaller than it is.
No, you have a pretty decent sized kitchen.
Ryan in an apron.
I think if you're comparing it to like an adult house, then sure it's maybe a little small, but like I think you have a very normal sized kitchen, especially compared to like apartment kitchens.
In terms of like usable space, it's a little bit.
What do you mean, like counter space?
Well, yeah, like
You have more counter space
but,
than I do.
like cook space and stuff. Like,
I think you're comparing it to like a real live house.
It's extremely average.
It's extremely
so average.
so,
Daughters.
Some might
Hello,
even
hello.
say
What up, daughters?
too big.
Naked Chef turns into Naked SI.
Oh,
Nope.
boy.
Naked Ryan.
I don't know about that one.
Do like a Phoenix After Dark or something.
Could you imagine like me just getting like a really like lacy apron? That'd be. Ooh. What's up, guys? First time tuning in live. Can't wait till your order comes up.
Hell
Heck yeah.
Welcome.
What's your order number? Scarlet Speed Stall. Stall.
Yeah.
We love first timers.
Heck yeah, welcome in. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Oh yeah, wait, what am I doing? Goofball. Boom.
All right, yes, I would like to talk about my trip So,
1, 2, 3, 4. Insert spacebar. Okay, I'm actually. It took me. I think I actually talked about this in a previous stream, didn't I? It took me a while to register that your order number was 1, 2, 3, 4.
oh,
Because in my brain, I just kept on reading it as 1234. Because that's just kind of how we like process the order numbers in our heads.
because that sounds fake.
And then I realized it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy that it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, sorry, Wells. Go ahead and.
Okay, yeah. So.
Oh, actually, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off again.
Never mind.
You need to order a PC. I'm not sure what to order. Well. If you give me just 1 second.
Only there were a place that sold PCs.
Yeah, I can actually show you right now our website. So, do you have a use case in mind? Like, what are you planning on using the PC for? Do you have a budget? Do you know what monitors you have or monitors you want to use?
What are you gonna be doing? Minecraft? You're gonna be streaming, gaming? You're gonna be playing Warzone?
We can just sit here for a moment and you can watch the
Content
different
creation.
Watch our different models scroll through.
What's up, devs?
Oh.
Oh, hello. Sorry, missed you, devs.
Griffyn. I really want to change that R to a W. I've been fighting it back for like 6 months.
A Griffyn.
Griffyn.
Are you fighting the urge to Minecraft?
That would be ridiculous.
You want to stream and do Red Dead RP and other games. Okay. So, that sounds like kind of this section here. The Siren, if you're on a budget but like still want to have like that really good experience with streaming and the Red Dead RP, Siren is probably just a good like starting out point. And plus you can customize this up to like a really good level. We really love the case. It has great airflow and stuff.
Oddly enough, 4080s are becoming popular now. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
Probably 'cause it was a little bit of a price drop, wasn't there?
a little bit. Not much.
And then for the Griffyn, it's a little bit higher kind of base spec in our configuration, but there's plenty of good stuff here as well. And then this is just if you want to go bonkers, if you really just want to have probably a little too much
A high-end,
performance.
very attractive PC.
Yeah.
They're all attractive, but
This will do what you want to do
Lots
and
of
more.
RGB.
But
Yeah, Griffyn picks up right where like the Siren tops out.
yeah. But
But Siren's very
in some cases, like
very potent.
you can get one of the big where the Griffyn starts out is that you start out with an i7 in the Griffyn, so you can still kind of get the same internals as a Griffyn, except for the GPU. Semi-retired, so definitely on a budget. Okay, yeah, for sure. Definitely would look at the Siren then.
With the Red Dead roleplay, depending on the monitors, if you're sticking to like 1440p, I think a 4070 Ti would probably be fine. A 3060 would do it, but Red Dead is a moderately intense.
Is it like other games where it has like mods where you need a lot of RAM and stuff?
It might.
Maybe. So this is kind of, I would say, maybe your starting point if you want to go with a 13600K and 4070 Ti, which is honestly a really solid combination. But let's just look at what 3060 Ti would be like. So this is kind of like your starting price, I would say. Is 1620. $99.
There's always discount codes too.
Yep. So if you go to our partner page, you can check out any of our partners. They all have discount codes. I'm sure they would love it if you did that.
Yeah, you would want to check out some benchmarks for 3060 Ti for Red Dead, because Red Dead's a kind of a rough game. The 3060 Ti is great, but you know, it is still sort of like in that medium.
As long as you're not looking to push like 144.
Yeah, no ultra settings. Also, with the mods, some of the mods can be kind of intense as well. If you're adding a bunch of stuff, I know like GTA, a lot of that stuff gets just freaking wild.
Yeah, maybe this would be kind of our like, maybe kind of suggested configuration if you can swing it is.
But again, like obviously since you're
4070 Ti.
working on a budget, you can make hardware work, especially something as modern as the 3060 Ti. Like, you know, if that's something that you like sort of have to do,
yeah,
great.
No, we're not trying to upsell.
We don't want to upsell anyone who, can't, you know.
Yeah.
We don't want to make someone like regret buying it, 2 weeks after because all of a sudden their bank account says like $5.10.
I mean,
No,
honestly,
what he did is like the sweet spot. You can go a little bit down, a little bit up.
If you
could also
went with base spec, that wouldn't even be horrible. You might be a little bit wanting, possibly, but even with I want to make the website main screen, put wells in a little box. Not set up. Oh boy. Apparently we never set that up.
Well, if you want to just like switch to just like screen only, is screen only a thing?
Yeah, we could do that.
While I'm putting a cooler together, you could do that.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. It's like we're going underwater.
Yeah.
Muted? That's because there's nothing there. Hold on. Copy, there we go. Okay, we're gonna go underwater again. Everyone be ready. The screen's gonna go black.
Hold your breath.
Hold your breath, hold on. Okay, now we have mics.
Ryan.
Oh, we just need a screen.
Now we just need visual. No capture. Okay.
Oh my lord. That is not correctly sized.
Why are you not Suzuki pre?
So look at strength, got it.
About Suzuki? I think there's like a Suzuki keyboard attached. The Suzuki, that's Yamaha.
That video where you pull up behind the car and it said Suzubaru.
What is it? It's not like this on this page, is it? No, this is the full thing. Why is... Wait,
I think you gotta do the canvas or whatever. Probably not.
Oh, I did the wrong one, that's why. Whoopsies.
Oopsies.
Yeah, it's like zoomed in.
But yeah, CC Davenport. If you wanna iron out just a tentative build list, just for you to we've been more than happy to help you out with that.
Yeah. Or if you want to
Byron's perfect. It is
say
a very nice PC.
send an email.
Yeah. And yeah, honestly, like I said, the base spec isn't, that glamorous, but it's also not horrible. Like, it's not
Great case.
It's not gonna not be able to run. You might just have to make some compromises. You might, not be able to have the highest settings or whatever.
What's up, the barber?
Because
You looking fresh?
Don't worry, Pseudo. They'll be hiding all right.
oh boy.
Lady. Oh, I thought you said hi there, ladies. Well, okay.
Hey, the Hulk.
It sure doesn't.
No, it's still not recommended.
I would bank on 2 sticks.
Instability.
Are tires so expensive?
It's
Because vulcanized rubber is a.
If you're doing a 7700X, do like 32 gigs of 6000 CL30.
Good price matter.
It's like the sweet spot for
good
RAM.
price point.
Oh.
it seems like it. Unless CC Davenport has any other pressing questions, which would be more than happy to answer for you if they have them.
Okay, so yeah, I went up to Vermont last week. I left on Friday and rode about 420 miles to get to Harrisburg, and then rode another 350 to get to Bennington, Vermont. And I gotta say, my ass is not happy. Honestly, like, I covered 2,250 miles in 9 days solely on my motorcycle. And that seat is not a touring seat. I did get what's called an air hawk, and it has like a little air bladder in it that you pump up, and it's supposed to like kind of help distribute your weight around.
A butt donut.
A little bit. And it worked pretty well, but there is still a limit to how long I can sit in one place. But anyway, yeah, went up to Vermont.
Real quick. Yeah, CC Davenport, I forgot to say that if you ever have any more questions or want any more help, there's always our contact on the website. Up at the top, there's a FAQ and contact.
And our Discord.
And our Discord, but yeah.
Did you put a link to the Discord? One might have popped up.
Sorry.
But yeah, picked up a lot of miles, and it was really good. So I sent some videos in the Discord. We got caught in what a couple of news outlets were saying was like a once in a 1,000-year storm, and it was rough. It was 8 hours of solid rain. I have never been so wet. The only time I've ever been wetter was being in a pool. It was brutal. There were roads washed out, and that's what she said. But it was really good. We did have to skip some of the class 4 roads. There was one road where we crossed, and that was the video that I sent, and it was like streaming down on both sides, and that was like a foot deep. What about the time you went to a Limp Bizkit concert? I mean, all the middle-aged moms were just never mind. I mean, it was just streaming down both sides, and we got maybe like half a mile farther up. Oh my. And there was like a 3-foot deep section of water that we couldn't cross. So we had to turn around and go back through what we had just come through. That was supposed to be like a nice little forestry road. That was not like a class 4 section of road. And after that, and then we get to, where did we stay? We stayed in Brattleboro that night. After like sort of an impromptu stop, because the place that we were going to go for lunch was underwater. And so we got to the hotel. The room was covered in all of our shit, and there was a fan in there. I actually broke a hairdryer trying to dry my boots out, because I let it sit like in the boot, and it got hot and it popped, and then it didn't recover. And After that, though, the trip was pretty good. Or no, it was really good. But there was a lot of mud. There was like one of the sections was like a half-mile long section of just mud pits, and I think I rode 2 bikes through it because we had 3 people who had never seen dirt before attempt to do this, and they actually did really well for having no experience, and 2 of them being into their 60s. Oh, the smell was awful. My dad had to throw out a couple pairs of socks because they were just smelling like almost like ammonia. And I ended up actually getting a little bit of trench foot on the way home because I spent 14 hours on the boot or on the bike in my boots. And by the time I got to like Burger King, which was like 200 miles from my stop, my foot hurt real bad. Like I couldn't move my toes without the skin just sort of like lighting up. And
Can you get trench foot?
probably.
I think you can probably get anything like that because all it is like. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it just it's like having it wet for an extended period?
Well,
of
it's
time.
wet, and technically I think it's wet and cold, but this was just wet, and I think it did sort of the same thing.
So most people in Florida have trench butt then?
Probably. But yeah, I got a couple of videos of people going down, and I got a bunch of GoPro footage, and I'm gonna try and make a little edit, and when I do, I'll put it in the Discord. We got some really cool drone footage. We did some drone shots following the bikes. What else? I think I picked up probably about 25 motorcycles. None my own. I did not drop my bike once, which I was very happy about because it's a DR650, which is probably about anywhere between 75 to 100 pounds heavier than some of the 250s that I was with. And I actually ended up, 2 of the guys had XT250s, which I liked, but they felt like toys compared to the DR650. It was very strange getting on them after being on the bigger bike.
Dirt bikes.
Little dirt bikes, yeah. Mine's a overgrown dirt bike.
You said class 4 or something. Is that like a double black diamond basically?
Not quite. It's not like crazy. It's not single track, and single track is usually what you kind of refer to like, sort of like tight winding forest roads that a lot of people take like dirt bikes and quads and stuff. Well, I think mainly just dirt bikes because it implies single track as in it is 1 wheel wide. And class 4 is sort of like you can still do it in a car if it's moderately equipped for it. It doesn't have to be, you just gotta go slow, but you can still do it in a car. But I was going through my videos on my GoPro last night, and I named one of them Trench Warfare because there were just washouts on either side of us that were like, 1-2 feet deep, just from all the water. I mean, those were like normal, regular, like rough dirt roads before all this. And then I'll pull up some of the videos at some point. But I think that's. Food was really good. I could absolutely see myself living in Vermont. Everybody was super nice. All the DOT people that we talked to while the roads were like closing and all the flooding was going on were super nice. They'd give us sort of like recommendations for roads and routes and like where to go. Traffic was all right. And then of course, as soon as I get into like New York and Pennsylvania, everybody goes back to being
Yeah.
But that's to be expected. I wasn't too.
Go back here and get your motorcycle shot up.
Oh God. But yeah, otherwise it was a really, really good trip.
Yeah.
It does, I will say, going back to work on Tuesday, it is so hard to go from, exciting, rough, like fun, like motorcycle trip for, 9 days and, 600 miles in a day and like rough and picking up and climbing through mud and crawling and like, cursing and swearing, back to just,
You're trying to tell me that your job isn't super exciting and fun and
It was so, oh my God, for like
adventure?
the first like 2 hours of work yesterday, I was just like, how do people come back from trips like this?
How dare you? I
And
think you
just
should
like,
be fired.
and then eventually I like leveled out and I was like, okay, you know what? If I'm gonna be here, I might as well treat it like a game and just see how much work I can do within reason.
You
But
ever been on like a cruise for like a week and then come back? Dude, it's so hard to work. Like,
oh God. I don't think the one time I spent like an entire day on a boat, I got back onto dry land and I felt like everything was moving. I hated it. It was terrible. It was interesting and I was super sunburnt. We had been drinking all day and I was just, it was so
apple
gross.
juice, right?
Yeah. Exactly. All this sugar had me really bloated. But yeah, the first class 4 road we got onto, which was really just mud in a straight line, I got one of our guys just kind of like, you know, going along and you see the rear end like slipping around and then all of a sudden you just see like a big spray of mud and him go like turn off the road and like lay the bike down on himself. And actually I have a picture, let me pull it up. And he's got like helmet and gear on and everything, so I'm not putting him on total blast.
That's why I asked Wells. Oh boy. Why I asked Wells if class 4 road is like the same thing as like, you know, ski slopes having ratings.
You can kind of see. Did you guys see the footage of the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when I was like I guess a kid.
This is what my butt felt like.
Oh my. When I was a kid, we had a little like 50cc like 4-wheeler. And I love when inexperienced people get on there because they don't know what to do. Like when they freak out, they just hold down the gas.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
It's well on a lot of quads. It's like it's like a thumb throttle.
Yeah. It was
And yeah, people just sort of like instinctively grip, and when you do that, you push the thumb throttle.
He was going over this like little dirt mound, like a jump, and he just hit it, and then he like panicked, so he just like held it down. Like he wanted to stop, but he just held it down.
Well, I mean,
and he went into a tree.
it is funny. You kind of tell people with a lot of things, like with sand and mud and water and rocks. Generally, a good rule of thumb is throttle out. It does not mean pin it.
Yeah.
That wobbly feeling after getting off a boat feeling is the worst. I mean, it's sort of ish.
I've never had that because I grew up on a boat.
I mean,
That probably helps.
it's like, I mean, I've had that feeling before, but to me, that makes me think of roller skating. Whenever you like roller skate for a while and then you take them off, and it feels weird.
Oh yeah, I've had that feeling.
That's what I think of because I've roller skated much more than I've been on a boat for sure.
I never really learn. I can kind of ice skate. I definitely can't.
I've never ice skated in my life. I have zero interest in ice skating.
I would love.
I would
to be able
much
to,
rather just go roller
I was
skating.
gonna say we
Well,
should go on
roller
a
skating
trip,
is more like accessible, just because you don't need ice.
go on a work outing for ice skating.
What?
A work outing, ice skating, and film it.
No, I'd much rather just go roller skating.
I'd like to learn how to ice skate. Seeing like hockey players ice skate, I'm like, fuck, I want to do that.
There'd be some good content, just falling in butts and.
Oh,
That
I
would
mean,
be pretty good. We could
I'm
do
not great at it, but I
wintertime.
can skate backwards.
We could do wintertime Phoenix activities.
I'm telling you, I mean, you guys could go to the ice rink. I'm gonna go skating.
That's
Just bring your roller skates to the ice rink.
growing up. That was me. Like it was roller skates, skateboards, and surfboards. So I'm pretty good.
Or jumping on a trampoline for a long time. Yeah, that does it too.
You'll like go to like hop off like
get-
real gently, and your legs kind of like
It feels weird being on solid ground.
ice skating paintball.
You like feel how solid the ground is. Ice skating paintball. But yeah, actually, that whole like you guys talking about like doing the throttle thing
Throttle
reminded me of
Wow, throttle out.
one time we had a 4-wheeler that had like problems. Wasn't necessarily working all the way correctly, and I was riding it, and there's like a field around my parents' house, and thankfully I was like really far away in the field, but the issue was that the throttle would like randomly it would just go full throttle.
Just pin it.
Yeah, and like without you doing anything, and you had to like manually like do something. But I remember just like all of a sudden full blast heading towards like the house, and like it was so fast, and like you know you don't do it purposefully, so like
You don't really
it takes you a second to like register
Yeah.
what's happening, and then like you have to like overcome the speed to like you know stop it and you know get yourself from going like full blast. And like if I wasn't like you know had like a really long runway basically, I could definitely see myself just running into a car or a tree or
I watched a
the
video
house.
of somebody on a dirt bike today who had the same thing happen. Either they pinned it or the bike throttle got stuck, and they ran into a shed, but the tire like went up the side of the shed, and they went one way and the bike went the other way. It was hilarious. Really good shit.
My throttle used to get stuck all the time in my old car.
You need an anchor on the back? Oh boy.
Luckily, it was a stick shift, so I just clutched in and it goes. And I would just shut it off. It was a throttle cable, like it had a rubber grommet that secured it to like the bracket, and the grommet would like pull through every once in a while.
Oh, and then not let it go back.
And it would pull through and then get stuck. Yeah.
Holy.
It was like normal. I just pop the hood,
Was
unstick
that-
it.
M5 2002.
Yeah.
M5. Oh Jesus.
But it was because I was hitting full throttle, and then it would get stuck. So like it was obviously my fault. But
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the issue with this four-wheeler was, but I remember that it just would randomly happen, and I was riding it, and it happened.
Yeah, carburetors can have runaway, which is where the what is it, like the compression and pressure of the engine can pull gas through even when the butterfly valve is closed. You see it pretty, I don't know about common, but it happens on diesels a lot since they are not variable displacement engines. Hooray.
fly-by-wire. I remember when fly-by-wire came out, everyone's like, I wouldn't trust that.
Freaking out, but it's like the throttle cables break and stretch and
Well, they weren't just like stupid and came out with like one sensor. Like it had redundancies. Like,
yeah.
two different modules.
And in some cases, I think BMW at least claimed this, was that it was faster than a cable because of like the, we'll call it Bluetooth just for argument's sake. It was faster and it was more direct than like a mechanical cable because there's slack and there's stretch to keep up.
All it is potentiometers. Like
Yeah.
potentiometers are in everything.
Well, so it's interesting, the difference between gas and diesel engines is that, or it's like variable volumetric or something, that diesels always have, the same amount of air, but they just dump more fuel in essentially.
Actually, a lot of diesels have butterfly valves now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about valve timing. It's
Usually it's fuel controlled.
fuel controlled versus gasoline, which uses, the amount of fuel that you add is based on the amount of air that can go in, because you have to retain a certain stoichiometric ratio.
Oink.
Oinky.
So something I want to know is, did you notice the go live notifications, Wells? One of the days I decided to do action movie tropes.
Oh.
And because you were on your trip, I said that you rode off into the sunset.
Okay.
But then
That makes it sound like I die or something.
every stream after that though, I just kept on saying that you're still riding off into the
Still
sunset.
into the sunset.
Even though I changed up the theme, I still kept on saying that you rode off into the. You're still riding off into the sunset. He's still going.
The legend has it he's still riding.
I did. I have knobbies on it right now. DOT approved knobbies. But they held up surprisingly well on the 800 miles home. But there's the vibration is insane because it's just like it sounds like it's just a tire with a bunch of knobs on it. And so like going slow, like pulling away or like stopping at a stop sign, you can feel it kind of go. They're super loud on the highway. My front tire was making a. These tires were actually pretty good. I have a. Oh, is it a Pirelli on the back?
That reminds me, dude. I saw a Jeep Wrangler going down the 540 and the tires were just doing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was the famous Wrangler death wobble.
Death wobble, yes.
Dude, the guy's just sitting there. He's like, it was so bad.
I had to go. Those how there are like bridges that have like metal grates as the road instead of concrete?
Yeah.
I went over one of those at the it was like the border of New York and Pennsylvania or whatever. I was just about to get on 81. Anyway, the bike was squirming all over the place. I thought I was gonna fucking eat it. It was terrible. It was a little spooky. And then you get off and you're fine. But the mesh is really dangerous even when you have regular road tires. You better be prepared to stop. I hate semi trucks. Holy fuck. I was trying to go maybe 5 over the speed limit. Not the semi truck drivers. They do an important job. That's not the issue. It's the trucks themselves. They displace and distort the air.
Yeah.
And so I'll be riding along and one's like, oh, I guess I need to pass. Can you go to your guys' camera? And they'll pass me and I'm like, kind of hunkered off. And then all of a sudden the bike's doing this and it just, it scared the shit out of me. Suck you under the trailer if you're not careful. I don't know about that.
Sick.
And yeah, the part of the problem, the only thing that's sort of annoying about riding like an adventure bike or a dual sport on the road is that you have a very tall profile. You're very high up on the road.
I don't know, daughters. That might just be lorries.
And you drive your lorry on a Tuesday up to the pub, huh?
Sorry, I had
it
to.
was. There are other bikes it's not as bad. It's just the combination of the tall profile, the knobbies, the lightweight, because it's relatively light at 370 pounds. I was fully loaded with all my stuff. So I was probably close to 400. But it was stressful, especially I got an I-95 at the end of wagons. Oh, don't you mean estate cars? I was on I-95 for the last couple of hours. What happened?
We just don't notice it because it's so small. The camera's borked.
Uh-oh.
Fun times, fun
I'm surprised no one's complained about it, but now that we pointed out, everybody's getting complained.
Yeah, I was on I-95, and I-95 is brutal. I thought, I'm getting on it at 9:30 at night. There can't be that many cars. The proximity to DC, Washington, DC, ensures that there is no shortage of cars on I-95 ever.
Oh yeah, no, I can.
I don't know what I was expecting.
I can speak from experience. As soon as you hit York, everything north of New York on 95 is just horrible.
I would have been south of New York by then.
I've been on I-95 at 3 and 4 a.m. and it's still bad. Well, traffic.
Yep.
But yeah, like outside of DC too.
Yeah. And I kind of figured that because there's just so many people, but I was, just sort of maybe hoping that it was an obscure enough time, but nope. On me.
I mean, like if it's like 1 in the morning,
maybe.
But then again, I don't know about that because like it's only ever been that late when much farther along the trip. So it's kind of away from the big cities and stuff.
Mm.
If you're traveling I-95 on a holiday, RIP.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I am glad we were initially going to do the 4th of July weekend for our trip, and thank goodness we didn't because traffic would have been murder. Yeah. I tried for like the first 2 hours to do back roads. I was like, I'll take. My dad was like, oh, you can take 3 days to get back if you want. I'll he offered to pay for the hotels, and I was like, no, I'm good. I want to get home. And so I was on back roads for about maybe 200 miles, and it was taking way too long. I was only averaging like 45, 50 miles an hour, and that just was not gonna cut it if I needed to get home in 2 days. I still can't believe I did. I mean, 600 miles in a car is rough. On the bike, the longest I'd ever done on a bike before that was about 500 miles, and that only took, I think, maybe 8 hours, but it was on my V-Strom, so I could go like 85 and be fine. Not the case on what is essentially a overgrown dirt bike.
Worst trip I've ever done was from Orlando to Dallas.
Ooh.
17 hours straight.
Oh, God.
That sucked. A lot of Mountain Dew.
I really contemplated just trying to make it all the way to Raleigh in one shot, but 3 hours extra at 11 p.m. is just would not have been sustainable.
I had to get there for a job interview.
No.
I had the weekend only. I had to drive pretty much 1.5 days.
Jesus. I guess that was before the time of phone interviews, huh?
Yeah.
I still remember my interview for Redacted.
I did get the job, and I worked there for many years.
Still maintain that I never actually had an interview.
Was it just kind of like him explaining the job, and then he's like, "All right, you want to start?"
Yeah.
That was kind of how it was for me.
Oh yeah. The worst part was I was in school in Orlando at the time, and I went to school from, I think it was 11 to 5, and I had my car packed, so after 5 o'clock, I just left and drove all through the night, 17 hours. But I got the job, that's what counts.
Why the motivation to get that job specifically?
Because it was
good
they were paying for my school, they were doing everything.
Oh, okay.
Very good pay.
Yeah.
No, I remember, I can't remember exactly why, but I remember like basically, going to Boone one time, I had my bag packed and stuff, and I think I actually took it with me to class or something, and I remember getting on my bike and just kind of going full speed to my car. Doing a little bunny hop off the curb and everything.
Wow, you like to live dangerously, don't you?
I was also 20 years old. If I did that now, I'd pass out in the road, dude.
For sure.
No way.
Driving while tired is horrible. It's just as if you're tired enough, it's just as bad as drunk
driving. It's dangerous. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, dude. I would get out and get gas or something, and just jog in place for 2 minutes, then get back in the car.
There was one time on the way to Florida for a spring break where I offered to drive, but it was at 1 a.m. I don't know why I offered, And I for sure almost fell asleep. It was, we made it to Cracker Barrel, and then I switched back.
Hey, what's up, Horse Google?
Hello. How you
Being
feeling?
sleep deprived and driving for 3 hours regularly was not a good combination.
Something I do remember from that trip was like right at Florida to I think Louisiana crossed over, or Alabama maybe. There's a tunnel, and it goes like down under the road and stuff across the like I guess river or whatever it is. I remember there was a 1 Series that was speeding way too fast, and he took the turn right at the tunnel, and it flipped over and just on its roof skidded all the way down to the bottom of the tunnel.
Jesus. That is classic BMW behavior.
It was like a brand new 1 Series.
You had a few instances where you fell asleep at the wheel? Oh no.
I have to show you. There's my friend sent me. There's a Facebook group called Fail of the Dragon, and there is a.
You mess up, you die.
Yeah, pretty much.
That place is wicked.
We got real lucky. I had one like quick little unseat, but
That's even scarier, daughters.
I need to find it.
Jesus.
Like,
Things
there,
like a battering ram.
there's probably been times where I was like nodding off at the wheel, but never like actually like sleeping for more than like a second at a time.
What was you guys have a law over there like we do? Like truckers they can only drive for a certain amount of time. They have like a timer. The truck will like shut off.
What the?
In real time. Guys, I'm not gonna show it because it is like there's no like blood or bones, but it could be graphic technically. But it's a this like sport touring motorcycle like crossing over the double yellow on it, like just because they overcooked the turn, and hitting this cruiser that has 2 people on it, and it's you see and my friend was like, I saw the 2 guys kiss, I swear.
I could have, I might have told this story before, but I swear I would have died if this one person wasn't riding a motorcycle, because some absolute dumbass decided that it was a good idea to try and overtake on like a turn, and it's this one specific section of road where it's like forested and it's like super curvy, so it's like extra bad. And I was in like the speed limit is 55, and like just this truck decided that he had to get in front of this motorcycle at all costs. And meanwhile I am coming, around the curve, and yeah, the truck like was in front of me. And if the person wasn't a motorcycle, then they would have either crashed into me or run the other person off the road, and like it probably would have been crashing into me.
Gotta love truck people.
I don't know if the truck turned itself off. It's probably something like that, daughters. I don't know. I don't know too much about it. Maybe it's like diesels where here like if you don't refill your EEF, you can't start it. Like it has a timer. You seen that?
No.
You have like 700 miles or something.
Jesus. How much is DEF fluid?
And it's got a counter like how many miles you can go before it won't start again until you fill it.
How much is DEF fluid? You have a delete, don't you?
Imagine Clippy, the paperclip, constantly being like, I think it's time for you to take a break.
Shut up, you paperclip.
Yeah, that stuff's nasty, man. It like crystallizes like within 5 seconds, and
That's...
yeah, if you like spray it on the ground or something, it'll crystallize.
Oh my god.
It's All it is literally like laboratory pee.
Oh, it's got urea in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like pee.
PP.
I remember I was replacing a DEF tank. It was a little like active tank on one of the SUVs, and it has a little hose on the top where the DEF fluid goes in.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like my first time doing it, I pulled it off. I didn't really know, and I just let the hose kind of like dangle there, but then it like fell down and just started like peeing all over.
Oh.
Like my whole chest was just covered in like crystals. It was so bad.
You have the working time directive that runs alongside the driving time directive just to add extra confusion thanks to the EU. But
Thanks, EU.
you don't have to worry about that as much anymore, right?
Or you can just get a Tesla truck and it'll drive itself.
I was on my way to work yesterday, and some idiot in a Tesla decides to like squeeze in. I was in the left lane and another person was in the right. They decided to squeeze in between the two of us to pass us and then sped off. I like caught up and it was just some fucking, they wouldn't even look at me.
I feel like BMW drivers are way up here, like on the a-hole chart.
Well, so
But Tesla's like slowly climbing.
it's definitely
Yeah.
climbing. So we actually talked about that in economics class. If you took, and there could be something to like, somebody drives a BMW and it's like, it's touted as the ultimate driving machine, so they feel like they should be able to drive it however they want all over the time, like all over the place. But I do think that for like luxury cars in general, you know, if there isn't like, if it's not actually a higher rate of like bad drivers, it could be, we just notice when they're bad or aggressive drivers because they happen to be driving a luxury car.
That was one of our jokes at the dealership. What's the difference between a porcupine and a BMW?
Pricks on the inside.
Yeah, the pricks are on the inside of a BMW.
Telsas.
Yeah, like annoying your coworker.
That's funny.
I read it as Telsas. Telsas?
Tail sass.
Telsas?
I got a chuckle out of that one.
It took me a second too because I read it correctly as Tesla somehow. I was like, what?
Tail sass.
Telsas. I really want to like, you gotta like start finding like people who drive like modern Ferraris. Not that they're particularly common, but you go up to them and it's like, hey, nice Corvette, man. Because the new ones look like
They
Corvettes,
do kind of look like Corvettes.
which I'm here for. But
I don't think it's Ferrari's fault. I think it's actually Corvette's fault. 'Cause the Corvettes are kind of aggressive looking now.
Oh, for sure.
But Ferrari hates that shit.
They've definitely been getting flagged. It's like, why does your car look like a Corvette?
These are available with optional turn indicators. Yeah.
I hate it. Like
Nobody around here uses their turn signals. Not just BMWs. It's Altimas, it's Teslas, it's SUVs.
like I don't. It's such an easy thing to do,
Right?
and I don't.
Yeah, but it doesn't really. Why did they have to do it?
What?
Why should they do extra work? You're the one who needs to get out of the way.
Yeah,
In reality, it's for their benefit.
it really is. Yeah. So at the beginning of the stream, I did mention that I did a little bit more trying to like cook things, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy like learning how to make like really cool things that like I want to eat, but I realized that like out of all the things I've like tried to learn how to make and stuff, none of it is like comfort food or like kind of like food that I'm like kind of like more used to. But like my goal was to just like learn how to like make for myself and not like get frozen or something. mac and cheese and like fried chicken.
Oh.
And so that's I've been like working on, or like having it in the back of my mind for like a while now, and like a few weeks ago, like, or like maybe like a month ago, I like bought some of the stuff, but I still didn't do it. And the other day I finally actually did it, and it and like some people might be thinking like, what are you talking about? It's like so simple.
I don't know. Frying stuff is like yes, technically it's simple, but it's like not as intuitive as just like baking chicken or something.
Yeah, and like another thing is like, I feel like with some recipes and stuff on the internet, they just like say stuff like they assume that you're like a like amateur cook or something, or like, or not, maybe not even amateur, but they assume that you're like a home cook or something, and so they don't necessarily like give you the technical details, and that like really bothers me, because like I don't know necessarily, like I'm like a very beginner.
Oh, I mean, the first time I looked up some sort of like complex recipe, it said saute onions, and I was like,
How do you saute?
what, the onions?
Yeah,
I don't want to do that to onions.
It's not even terminology, but like that's, you know, that's not a bad example, right? Like saute onions. It's like, okay, even if you know what sauteing is, it's like, okay, do I just pour oil in a pan and like go for it?
Yeah, there's no
like,
finer
or, like,
details.
you know, how long do I cook it for? What temperature? Like that kind of stuff. Like, just like that's actually a really good example. Like, just
Baking terms are way worse.
yeah, just like like saying saute onions, right? Like just something so simple. If you don't have a starting point, if you don't like have a good, you know, intuition of like where to even start with that, it can be a challenge. So
Lucky
like,
peaches.
hey, thanks for the follow. So that's kind of like what I ran into, like was my like problem with this.
Armalise.
You had two chef roommates in college and never learned anything. Oh boy. Yeah. So.
You should Google make your own egg rolls. You can get really creative.
Oh boy.
Pretty cool. Try a bunch of shit.
But
whatever you want in there.
yeah, for the mac and cheese, like I literally just wanted to learn how to make a cheese sauce, and then, you know, boil noodle, put cheese sauce on noodle, mac and cheese. That was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. And so like it's literally just as simple as like I need to learn how to make a cheese sauce. And you know, I found like this recipe, and like it looked like pretty easy, and I was like, cool. I have to melt butter, put flour in the butter, and then add milk, and then add cheese. Boom. That's great. We're good. I can do that.
Well, I like mac and cheese.
You could 100% go for mac and cheese right now?
Sounds good.
Again, you know, I was thinking the same thing. Like mac and cheese, amazing comfort food, right? It's something that I'm really useful. And like if I get to know like tagging us on Twitter worked a stream.
Knox DM, what's up, man?
Had a build scheduled for today.
Oh yeah.
Got 2 on Friday. But yeah, so
Yeah,
Fuck
you summoned us back.
Is this bad boy on Friday?
I don't know. No clue. We'll see.
The Corsair guy.
We'll see. You never get Twitch notifications? Always see it on Twitter? Interesting.
See?
So I think one mistake was I decided to do this after like doing some like housework, and I started kind of late, which was a mistake because I should have started like a lot earlier and just focused on one thing at a time. But instead I tried to like, and I sort of did do that. So basically what I did was I prepped the chicken and got it ready to fry, and then I like worked on the mac and cheese. But the thing is like I you know was preparing the noodles while trying to like work on the mac and cheese, and I think I probably shouldn't have done that. I mean on the cheese sauce, But yeah, so basically what I ended up doing is like I got the ingredients together while the noodles were boiling. I messed up, daughters. I meant to say cheese sauce. I have mac and cheese right now, just the Kraft kind, but added ham and cheddar to make it heftier.
Oh damn it! Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I should have warned
we
that
not-
this is hungry talk.
I do have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my.
You just keep that there, just in case.
Just
So
been there
basically,
for like 3 months.
I was like, you know what? Instead of doing this in its own like pan, I'll save like some cleanup, and I'll do it in the like in the pot that I use to boil the noodles, to save myself. And also, like, I made way too many noodles. I wasn't. I thought I had done it like
No such thing.
plenty of times before, and so I kind of messed up there. And I was like, if I use a smaller pot, I'm not gonna be able to put all the noodles in there and then mix it with the cheese.
Yeah.
So like, I might as well just go with this anyways. Cooking stream, maybe. If we can work something out, I'd be down to do it, but we'll see.
Ramen with ramen.
But yeah, so I was starting off with a really hot pot that I had just taken the noodles out of, and I don't know if that worked in my favor or not, but what is cooking but building a PC of deliciousness anyways? That's what I'm saying, honestly.
Or school, that's exactly what I have in my backpack.
Yeah, it's like the little fire alarm thing. He has a little hammer too. He can break the glass.
It's just he just has to order like a ton of glass every week.
I get so hungry so often.
And so like I melted the butter, and I think that's where it might have been a little too hot, because I think it got brown. Like it started getting like a little bit browned kind of quickly, which I think it should have been.
Eat your brown.
And then I added
Eat
in
your
the
brown,
flour,
drink your green.
and I think I added in the milk way too quickly, because you're supposed to like add it in slowly.
I hate burnt butter.
I did not. I didn't burn the butter, thankfully.
Ooh, I'm
but
stinky.
You guys ever watch Hell's Kitchen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
You know when
Hell's
they,
Kitchen.
They mess up all the time. Whenever they mess up, he just takes like whatever's in that plate and just throws it at him.
Or it
Oh
like
my
makes them
goodness.
eat it or something.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dude. He's like, idiot! He just throws it at him.
Idiot,
Donkey.
idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I added in all the milk way too quickly. But I think what my real downfall was getting pre-shredded cheese,
Why?
because they coat it with like starch
Oh,
to
make
keep
sure
it
it
from
doesn't
clumping.
Yeah.
They have like anti-clumping stuff. And so you're supposed to like get a block of cheese and grate it yourself, which I'd be more than happy to do.
If cheese weren't expensive.
But I don't have a cheese grater.
Oh, really?
I had one, but I think I probably like sent it back home because I was like, I never use this
I'm
thing.
never gonna use this.
You don't keep it next
Yeah.
to your toe knife?
You have to when you say I'm never gonna use this, you have to catch yourself and be like, no. You have to really like entertain.
That's why we're hoarders, Wells.
Shut up! You have to entertain the hoarder mentality.
Are you supposed to rinse the cheese like rice? I'm really glad you said that. I'm really glad that you said that. I'll get to that in a moment.
Did you?
But no, I did not rinse the cheese. And so yeah, so whenever I put the cheese in, it just immediately became one big blob.
Oh.
And so, I tried adding some milk to see if that worked, and I don't know if that actually did anything. And then I combined it together, and it wasn't bad, right? Like it tasted pretty decent. But I think what really annoyed me was like I just made
What?
such technique
Wait,
errors.
disarray. Hold on. You're supposed to wash your rice.
I think
It depends
does,
on the rice.
Yeah, it does depend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like more Western style rices, like if you're doing an Italian dish like orzo or like paella, those actually you're not
like-
supposed to wash it.
But like I'm not like the rice you get at like Harris Teeter.
Like white rice, yeah.
Like white
Well,
rice you get at Harris Teeter.
yeah.
You pour it like in a bowl, you can literally see like all the.
I hate. Oh, it turns the water white immediately. For a while I didn't wash my rice, and it was just so starchy. I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
covered in
Hell
stuff.
yeah, the boil on a bags, dude. Those are lifesavers.
It depends on the dish you're making.
I cook my rice in the microwave.
But so the chicken, again, so I prepped the chicken. There was no problem there. I got some flour. I beat an egg, and I
You shouldn't do that to
got
eggs.
some panko breadcrumbs, and do the chicken in the flour, wash it into egg, do the egg wash, and then breadcrumbs. And so yeah, like I said before, I did all that before I got started on the mac and cheese, and then after I finished the mac and cheese, I started trying to fry the chicken. And
First Google, you have said that microwave rice is acceptable rice. It's just so easy. It's 5 minutes. It's a cup of rice, 2 cups of water in a bowl for 5 minutes on full blast, and then 15 minutes on half power.
what?
I only do microwave rice if it's boiled in a bag.
And
Wait,
it-
did you say 5 minutes plus 15 minutes?
5 minutes at full power, and then 15 minutes at half power.
Dude, just get a rice cooker. That's the same amount of time to do it in
No.
a rice cooker, and it's
No, I
so
don't want
much
to
better.
buy. I don't want to because my main thing right now is
fair.
we are out of space. Like we don't like all of our cupboards are just full of shit.
That's fair.
I don't need a rice cooker.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like so much shit in my rice cooker though, like not just rice.
yeah.
Oh, I kicked the camera.
But anyways, so immediately, like I was like, okay, this what I looked up, it was like recommending that I heat the oil to like 350, and I was a little bit confuzzled. It was like leave it in there for like 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know about that. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do it till golden brown, and as long as I feel like it's cooked long enough, and I'll cut it open and check and make sure it's not like any pink on the inside or anything.
Sloppy steaks in the microwave.
And then-
There's nothing to be scared of with microwaves. I don't know why people like freak out with microwaves. All it is just energy heating up water particles.
Oh, I don't have it like anything against like
Not you-
using.
not you,
No,
them.
I'm just saying like I hate the like taste of like a lot of times like.
Yeah, no, things are worse
Yeah.
in the microwave. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the microwave is not bad for you.
And like it depends. Like if you use the microwave properly, it can be like a
Yeah.
really good.
Like I don't do pizza
Yeah.
in the microwave anymore. I'd rather just put it in the oven. I don't even preheat the oven. I just put it on 350. Superheating the water and burning the crap.
That's a very legitimate concern.
That's fair.
That is a very good concern to have because that is a big
We've
problem.
done bacon in the microwave before. It's not as crispy, but it's fine.
Gam.
Uh,
Bacon in the microwave is not bad.
Yeah, so I went to go try and because I know that like Lydia has like a food thermometer, and I asked her if I could use it, and she's like, yeah. And then I immediately go to like check the temperature of the oil, and like the thermometer is broken.
Ugh.
And then
Like, wait, did it break it or?
I don't think so. Lydia thinks that like she got some water on it while she was washing it, and may have broken it that way. I really hope I didn't break the thermometer. I don't.
They're not too terribly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they break all the time. We used to use them for like AC work.
So I had no way of like measuring the temperature of the oil.
Just
And, like,
eyeball it.
I
Dip your finger.
I would love to teach your grandma how to build a PC.
that'd be funny.
Oh, that would be so funny.
That'd be awesome.
I bet she'd fucking whip that shit together faster than me.
A lot of shit I cook in the microwave just turns out like really tough too.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
no
yes.
meat. I'll do ground beef, not raw ground beef, like reheating taco stuff.
And like, I like to my thing that I've kind of really gotten focused on is like doing stuff 45 seconds at a time. Because I find that if you like really,
Because you need to like stir it around.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get hot spots and then you're more likely to burn it or something.
Yeah. but
What movie was that where their grandma was making them ice cream sandwiches and it was literally bread, lettuce, and like ice cream in the middle?
what the hell? I don't know.
Ice cream sandwich. I
What
think it was
the-
Grandma's Boy. Pretty sure. It
That would make sense.
Was it?
I
remember
don't
that,
know, but that would
Pretty
be
sure.
hilarious.
I've watched Grandma's Boy a few times. I don't remember.
When they have that like big party, I think, and she brings them like on a platter. Like, you want to try some ice cream sandwiches?
Oh god.
It's just a big piece of lettuce and 2 pieces of bread.
Yeah, so I just so happened to like talk to my mom.
Order of mystery. I've heard that as well.
Yeah. I just so happened to like talk to my mom before cooking, and I mentioned that I was like worried about like getting the oil to the right temperature, and she said just like flick some water on it, and if the water like immediately evaporates, then the oil's hot enough.
Huh. That's a really good. As long as you don't like, as long as somebody doesn't misinterpret that as pour a bunch of water on the oil.
Definitely not. No, she was like get your fingers wet and then just flick your
it.
finger.
Okay, that's a really good idea.
And so I tried that, and like it did like kind of like instantly evaporate, but it felt like there was still a little bit. So I waited a little bit more, but then I was just like wanted to get started before it got too late. And I think the first batch I was a little bit worried that I didn't leave it in there long enough. But in retrospect, I think it was actually perfect because
Loaf of bread.
like it was like perfectly like golden brown. Like I cut it open and it was like juicy.
Juicy.
And like I could actually taste like the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, because sometimes if like it's not done right, it's like like an amalgam smothered on top of it.
Yeah.
Instead of crispy.
And but then the like second and third batch, I thought that the oil was like not hot enough, so I tried like increasing the heat a little bit, and that's where I went wrong, because the second batch instantly browned like as soon as I put it in. So there was like no way that the meat was cooked, so I just kind of had to like sit there and like brown.
Oh, you can always put it in the oven afterwards. You can fry it and then put it in the oven.
That's true. Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it helps to, I think it can help to like, not dry it out, but like not make things seem so soggy if it is like a little over-oiled.
Yeah, so the second and third batches, I just overcooked them. Well, I burnt the like crust for sure. I don't know if I overcooked the chicken. That's one thing that I was really worried about. It was like I take it out and like the crust is like burnt, but the inside is raw. But yeah, I cut open each one and they were like, you know, no pink on the inside, and
that's cool.
But yeah, so in conclusion, I had like noodles folded into a blob of cheese and like 3 like really like pretty decent chicken tenders, and then all the rest were like kind of not burnt but like overdone messes that were like just really bland. Because
Dude, that's when you just cut everything up and just throw it together.
No, like it was very average. Like it wasn't bad. It was very average, but
damn it.
I just get really frustrated when I have like technique issues, and like the guides that I'm following, I have no way to like learn or like
inside
figure out what I did wrong.
Or Scoob, I'm gonna spit in your milkshake.
But yeah. So, Horse Google, you said, did I wash my cheese? So yesterday, I still had like the leftover noodles because I ended up not using all the noodles. Because I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to like get all this to work. And so I decided to try and make myself some mac and cheese for lunch, but this time find a different, more detailed guide on how to make the cheese sauce. And I should have just done this from the beginning. Binging with Babish has a mac and cheese video. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
Right, because that seems like the first place someone would go.
Yeah, because like he makes like some good food and does a great job of like instructional video.
They have a cheese dressing? Cheese sauce, cheese dressing.
Probably.
Maybe.
It has to be. But yeah, and so I made it again yesterday. And just cause I tried rinsing the coating off the cheese.
Oh boy.
And that didn't help at all. I think
Because it's not even like you rinse the coating off, get it into like some like big blob, and then try and shed it, but it would be too soft.
Water resistant.
Oh no. I just like jumped I just dumped the like washed off shredded cheese into the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't like wet cheese?
I think cause like what does it matter, right? Like it's not like I'm eating wet cheese, right? It's being incorporated into a sauce.
I just got this really bad mental image of you with like a bowl of shredded wet cheese, just like spooning it.
It was cheddar.
Just finely shredded wet cheese.
It's just conceptually unpleasant. I know, but like, but yeah, the same thing happened. It just kind of turned into one blob. Interestingly enough, though, whenever I put it onto the noodles, it kind of like worked.
Here you
go. Okay, but yeah, daughters, you do that, but whisk the mixture. Like that doesn't tell you exactly how to do it.
I don't know how people eat blue cheese, man. I can't do that.
Fuck blue cheese.
That shit's stinky.
But yeah,
Whisk. Yeah.
I was content though because how to whisk? No, I'm talking about so like with the binging with Babish video, I could actually see, and like he went into like fine detail. He was like, melt the butter, because he actually did it like kind of how I did it. And he said, hey, I did this the wrong way. I'm gonna show you like how I did it the wrong way, and then I'm gonna tell you how to do it the right way. Oh. And like what I did wrong and why it was wrong and stuff. And like that's what I needed, is because like he was like, okay, make sure that you like, you know, heat the butter for a while so that the water inside the butter kind of vaporizes out, and you know, do it to this exact point and make sure you don't like brown it, and then you know add in the flour and make sure that you like whisk it properly and like cook it until the raw flour smell is gone, and then slowly add in the milk, and like this is how like that's what I needed to do.
I don't
Just
even know
like
what the hell a roux is.
helping avoid like the executive dysfunction with sort of like shaky instructions.
The hell's a roux clump?
Roux is, I think, a mix of water and flour.
I think a fat and
Flour?
I think so.
Sure.
Because, okay, daughters, you saying turn on the heat to medium and start to whisk the mixture? Like, okay, when do I stop? Like, whisk for another 2 minutes until the sauce bubbles? Like, I guarantee you that, like, there's a way that I could mess that up, because I have
same.
no, like, baseline, no, like...
Oh, I saw a streamer last night. Like, they were playing with somebody, and they were like, hold on, I'm making my food. They had their phone out, and they were literally ordering, like, DoorDash.
This build has 6 terabytes of
TBs.
Yeah.
goodies.
It's only
Full
a third
build.
of what I have.
Ooh. You have 18.
You were gonna say just try cooking videos. Yeah, like I think what works best is like find someone where you like their recipes and you understand their video, like their instructions, and just keep on going back to them.
Damn it, daughters, now I want a French dip.
Can you not talk about?
What you did learn from Chef Rumi's is if a roux clumps up, just add more milk. Just keep adding milk and it'll smooth
What I
out.
learned at boating school was
Thankfully, like the recipe that I originally followed, like the proportions and stuff were good, and like it makes like a good end product. But I just needed more detail. I just needed more instruction.
Needs to be told what to do.
Yeah, because like if you don't know anything, you have to start somewhere. At what point does a roux become a bechamel? I think maybe whenever you add in the milk. I don't know.
Beach him.
Pretend to be a health inspector, go to your favorite restaurant and observe the cooks in the kitchen. I honestly, in the back of my mind, feel like I want to just go to like culinary school or something, and just like
go into a nice restaurant and tell them you're a Yelper.
just to be just to like literally not to like pursue a career but just so that I could cook at
To
home.
be confident.
Like a pro chef.
And talk about overkill. Honestly, you could probably do just as well for at-home stuff
No, I
by
know.
following like binging with Babbage stuff.
I know. For sure, you definitely
The sentiment is, I understand the sentiment though.
Yeah. Buy a clipboard and ID.
Because it's like, if you're gonna do something, in some instances, you kind of want to just do it well, just to do it.
You'd love to be a chef, except for the part where you have to make the same thing 15 things 8 million times in a restaurant. Yeah.
If you were doing like a luxury restaurant where the volume was low and the quality was high, that could maybe combat it. But then obviously you've got to be good at what you do. Like,
Well,
really
if you're
good.
not doing like a franchise or something, then like
Working on a line and just being like, yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
part of the chef's job is to come up with a menu and like innovate and stuff. So ideally, you could make.
There was something recently where some guy took like one of Gordon Ramsay's like signature dishes or something. They're supposed to be cooked over like 25 minutes or something, and he like cooked it like, I think it was like a microwave or something.
What the hell?
And like he tried it and it was actually like really good. He's like, what the? Like, you just perfected this in 8 minutes.
I'm sure if you had them side by side, there'd be differences, but for a lot of people, 75% of the way there is good enough for food.
Getting to the fancy place, that's the grueling part. Yeah, for sure.
Just
keep
walk
the
in and be
menu
like, I
fresh
can
like
do
the
what any
ingredients.
of these jokers do, no problem.
Hell's Kitchen's a good binge.
I love watching
Yeah,
Hell's Kitchen.
Pretty good.
Although I haven't watched that much Hell's Kitchen, but like I love why am I blanking on it?
Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah, Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah.
Or like
It's
even Hotel
sometimes-
Nightmares as
Or
well.
Hotel Hell.
Hotel Hell, those like same like
I don't like Hotel Hell as much just because, like, because there's so much more to a hotel than there is to a restaurant. I feel like he glosses over things or like doesn't spend as much time, and it's like,
yeah.
Dude, that
hard
guy
to do. But
Bar Rescue, that guy's such a good guy, like in real life. Heard so much about him.
It's kind of sad though, because like the
Gone
reason
something.
I've heard that the reason Gordon Ramsay stopped doing like Kitchen Nightmares and stuff is because like all of them, like a good majority of them, would just go back to their old ways and fail.
oh, absolutely, you can't like they would play it up and play nice for the cameras.
They tried to sue him after.
Probably for like defamation.
There was
or
a couple of
something.
those. They tried to sue him.
Oh, like I mean, there's the famous one that like might actually get mad for getting mentioned, but like that couple that would like yell and throw people out of the restaurant and stuff, and the guy thought he was like a gangster, like
Oh no.
probably because he might actually be or have been.
Dude, the worst part's like when he goes
Yep,
into
that's the one, horse Google.
he goes into some of those like walk-in fridges and just like takes his finger on the side and it's like, ugh, dude, it's so gross.
Dude, one of my favorite memes is like,
Is it the
it's like
pigeon?
a text. It's like a text post, and it's like Gordon Ramsay walks into a kitchen, and there's a literal mushroom, a little tiny mushroom man in the fridge, and it's like Gordon Ramsay's just like, Jesus Christ, little fucking man in here.
The amount of F me's that come out of that man's mouth.
There's one where someone had like edited it. There was a pigeon in one of the freezers or something,
What?
or a refrigerator. I don't know if it was like actually from the show, but it was like what was it? It was like a pigeon. Someone had superimposed like like a suit and tie on it or something, and Gordon was like,
so stupid.
like, what's dripping in here or something stupid like that. Yeah, Gordon did not.
Oh yeah, the hot wings episode.
Gordon did not do the hot wings very well.
Oh, yeah, okay, wait, real quick. It's Gordon Ramsay. Let's have a look. Let's have a looking at the walk-in. Opens door and sees a little mushroom man eating a rotten cucumber like a banana. Fuck me, did you know that you have a little ghoulie in there? Fuck, that's frightening. He's having a munch. At least somebody's enjoying the food.
Jesus.
Oh, he's got to be pushing like what? Late
50s, early 60s?
Yeah, late 50s.
God, now I want to watch Hell's Kitchen. I think there was a new season out relatively recently.
Probably.
He's 56.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know the reason
Really?
I kind of like Gordon Ramsay?
Kind of?
Is because
Kind of?
It's because I passed by him on the sidewalk in London for like half a second.
Oh.
Oh, you like him?
Yeah, because like I was like, wait a second, is that Gordon Ramsay?
You made sure that he was real?
Ryan's
No.
Gordon Ramsay's biggest
Did you
stalker.
doubt that beforehand?
No. Like it's because I didn't really know much about him, and then that happened, and my friend didn't believe that I actually saw Gordon Ramsay. But then a few days later, like some of the other people on the tour were talking about it, and then he was like apologized for doubting me. But after we got back, because that happened, I like ended up like looking like, you know, figuring out that he had a YouTube channel, like watching him on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoy this content.
Well, it's
so.
funny, his YouTube stuff is so like docile and informative. Aside from like his like TV media, which is all just so aggressive.
Yeah. Like on YouTube, like occasionally he'll just like do a video of like cooking with his daughters and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, this is very wholesome. Like
His scrambled egg video is really, really good.
you know, it's funny you mentioned that.
Dude,
right when
Suda wrote that, I wrote, like right when he posted it, I read, my wife worked with a chicken, and then I stopped. I couldn't get past that. I was like, wait, what? Then he put chick. I was like, oh, okay. My wife worked with a chicken.
thought it was just trolling, being like, yeah, my wife worked with a chicken that Gordon Ramsay cooked.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the scrambled eggs because my friend recently got food poisoning.
Uh-oh.
And
Eggs are cheaper now.
one of the things that he ate was like scrambled eggs that he made, and people kept on asking him if you know, if he didn't like cook it properly, and like we were talking about that, and we just got sidetracked, and he was talking about like because we were talking about me cooking and stuff, and he was like talking about how you kind of have that perception of like professional chefs look down on like simple homemade stuff sometimes, when really like that can be, you know, good. Like you can enjoy that. And
Food poisoning can be funny.
why did you laugh at food? I wasn't laughing because of food poisoning. I think I was just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, and he actually brought up how like
Yeah, fuck people that get food poisoning.
he like one time watched like Gordon Ramsay's scrambled egg thing and thought it was dumb and hated it.
Dumb.
He thought that it wouldn't taste good.
They taste so good.
Like he didn't try it, but he just saw it and was like,
It is a consistency thing though, because his come out more like almost like a paste or a puree type.
he mentioned
whatever.
that. Yeah. He was like, yeah, he didn't.
It's really good. I'm a fan of wet eggs, so
I don't like wet cheese.
I was into it.
Weird, man.
Yeah, to be clear, I wasn't laughing at him having food poisoning. I was
I
probably
am.
just thinking of like something that we talked about, and I was talking about food poisoning at that moment.
If you've gone through food poisoning like once or twice, you can laugh about it.
Thankfully, I have not. My only other experience with like food poisoning is my dad got food poisoning when I was like really little, and I didn't know, like I was so little that I didn't really know any better, and so I thought my dad was gonna die, and I was like crying.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah. I was like really like upset.
A sensitive little
Kind of
boy.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
I got food poisoning from Taco Bell because stupidly I drove through at like 2 a.m. when they were open, and yeah, I got Taco Bell food poisoning, and probably the only time in my life where pooped my bed.
Oh.
Like I was like a little kid, and I thought that like, you know, you get poisoned, you die, and like food poisoning, I was just like,
Oh, okay.
again, I was like really little. This was,
It sounds like your anxiety started early.
Dude, it is a extreme low point in your life when you're on the toilet, using the bathroom like out of that end, and also throwing up into your bathtub
That is a pretty like.
at the same time.
no.
That's a pretty low point.
There it is. I'm really, honestly, Horse School, I'm surprised that you didn't. So we do have significantly limited, a lot more limited space than last time.
You can do your squats.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna do squats. I could do a little bit of like dumbbell stuff, maybe.
Wait, what, John Cena?
Oh no. Yeah.
I still have to do my push-ups.
Yeah, John Cena, like, I definitely know that it can be sometimes risky having like greens that have been left out, because one time mom ate some like some kind of like salad, or like maybe it was potato salad or something that was like left out all day at like a 4th of July thing. And
What's always had me sketched out is like mushrooms. Like, how long can they go?
Before they swing back the other way.
Yeah. Have you seen like results of like or what can happen if you get like wild mushroom poisoning?
Oh, it's like
Dude, it's terrifying.
very shit.
That's like one of the worst ways to die, I think, actually.
yeah.
'Cause your body like excretes everything out of like every pore, like
every
your,
orifice.
your eyes, like everything.
It's just desperately trying to get rid of whatever's inside of you.
yeah, it's that's terrifying.
I've never thought about what decomposes a mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushroom is a decomposer.
Our mushroom is not the final stage.
Yeah. The final form.
I mean, the real answer is that, you know, there's another decomposer that I guess like some things eat mushrooms.
Pigs, I mean.
Okay.
Piggy.
Piggy.
Oh,
Some
you're
power
like
sit-ups.
really close. Should we just do the clip and then exercise?
Yeah. Or if you want to do your squat.
No, let's just do it
No,
after.
because I'm right there.
Ah.
Okay, we're coming up on to this build.
Happy to see these 7800X 3D builds.
Mm-hmm. But people are like, yeah, do AMD, and then they don't buy AMD, but now people are buying AMD.
Can't wait for 7600X 3D.
Oh, that's going to be cool. That could be a contender for me for ITX.
Hmm.
I keep saying that as if I like have a plan. I just know that I want, because I want to be able to put my, like, take my computer and put it over next to my TV for if I want to 4K TV or something.
I mean, the thing is, though, is it's not like it's not possible to do bigger parts, small form factor.
The 7800X3D or 7600 should be relatively easy to cool. It'll be. I think it'll be suitable for ITX.
I still don't know what's going on in the NR200P I have with that 5950X.
That still makes no fucking sense.
Like, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, it's not unheard of.
It's not even getting like hot. It's just.
I mean, I know it was like a super custom build, but I was literally showing Pat the other day. I'm trying to remember the YouTube channel name and blanking, but like a what was it? Optimum. I'm just gonna pull it up so I don't butcher it. Oh.
Like, pretty sure on Prime is getting like what 70? I can't remember. It was like 70 or maybe
Something
80.
like that, maybe 80.
Yeah, Optimum Tech. He did like a super custom, but it was 4090. What was the GPU?
I think a 4090 ITX build would be super neat.
Yeah,
everybody thinks an
78X
ITX 4090 build would be cool.
A little
Yeah,
nutty.
7800X3D,
Holy.
4090.
What
And-
case?
Formed T1 V2.
What does it look like?
Like I got like this whole system in 10 liters, I think.
Wow. See, like for
Oh, it looks
for,
like an NR200.
for me, for ITX, I'm not trying to go as small as possible.
Yeah.
I just need it to be more or less portable.
Oh,
Like not picking up a 60-pound computer every time I want to move it.
I had that one with like the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Revolt has the handle, and does Formed have one on the handle?
No, this is like you're pushing the limits
Yeah.
of like how small it can
Did
get.
he hardline?
He did. Like I'll show you this
Holy
after stream.
fuck.
This is like completely like this. He like designed and ordered his own printed circuit board for a fan splitter.
To like make it the right shape.
Yeah.
Is the GPU water cooled?
Yeah, it's all water cooled.
Okay. I mean, that is one way to get rid of the massive card.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're not focused on getting as small as possible,
No.
and like you can like cool stuff with the kind of parts that we buy.
I would consider the 2000D if the cable management didn't look like an absolute nightmare. Like all ITX builds look like a nightmare, but there's just watching the reviews I did, it looks kind of scary.
Like the 4090 bulk, like 85% of it's like the fans.
Yep.
And like we've seen ourselves that you can mess with the settings to get a CPU that uses less power, is a bit cooler but same performance.
Yeah. You just got to be finicky with it. All right, you ready?
Oh, wrong one.
Wait.
Oh. Let's kazoo it.
It's clipping time.
Please don't make that your catchphrase.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, it's okay, never mind.
We should get kazoos and blow them every time we finish a PC.
A harmonica. I'm gonna zip tie a harmonica to the bottom of your car.
It's a meme.
Don't you dare.
There's some sort of like
Oh, is it the weird little blonde-haired kid that plays a
Yeah.
kazoo? Okay, I know what you're talking about.
there's a whole like a children's movie where they like.
All right, this is 12:29 in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Let's go.
RGB. RGB.
7800X3D. Hell yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Order mystery. Do you happen to be the customer, maybe?
It's
Or
alive.
is the customer in chat? You are. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I messed up a little bit
Gonna
with
say
the
if
email.
the customer's not here to claim it, we keep it.
No, that's not true. Yeah, sorry about the email. I did mess up and I did send it a little bit late. Thankfully, I did remember. We keep on adding more stuff to our startup routine.
There's your cable. It's nice and tidy.
A nice system you got there.
Mesh on top. Raffle. Are we gonna raffle this PC off?
Wrestle it.
Ryan likes to wrestle the computers when we leave. Yes, nice, tidy cable management. It gets a little, clumped at the bottom where all the cables come out of the PSU, but not a whole lot you can do about that.
Saving a long time for this.
Excellent. Well, this is a really, really good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting us. It really means a lot to us.
Good combo of parts you got there.
Please don't ask about the mukbang. We don't know. We do not know.
It's even harder now.
Yeah, we might have to do that, like do an IRL stream or something, like go to a restaurant.
Maybe.
But yeah, this is an excellent choice of parts. Yeah, 64 gigs, 6 terabytes of storage.
What are you planning to do with this bad boy?
That's a lot of storage.
Play a lot of Minecraft.
Well, order mystery. Here's your clip.
Very excited for you to get this and get your grubby little fingers on it after we've had our grubby little fingers on it.
Sims 3. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Feels like it's been a while since I built a PC.
we have to.
It has been a while.
Do need to exercise.
Exercise.
Stay there. I'm gonna do my push-ups.
VR and unironically Minecraft. Nice.
Okay, don't let them give you a hard time about Minecraft.
Minecraft can bring a supercomputer to its knees.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just memeing.
There really is not a whole lot of space.
Nope.
We'll figure it out. We will persist.
We have to build more computers to get stuff out of here.
We have to build ourselves out. Get it?
Ha.
Really, you just need another SSD?
'Cause we're
Yeah,
trash.
that can help out a lot. Modded Minecraft is where it's at. Yeah, I want to get
Honestly,
back to it.
ray-traced Minecraft is so fucking cool.
I want to get back to it, but I was playing all the mods at 8. And I was having a ton of fun with that. Arguably a little too much fun.
Oh god. Oh god.
You can just barely see like part of what. Your arm. Yeah, there you go.
He's doing it.
Going for it.
I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
That was. Kitty's hurt.
Okay.
You want to hold B?
Watch.
Can I get on your back and you squat me?
Nope.
Got on his shoulders.
Do you want to get on my back and I squat you?
Nope.
Okay.
Power squats.
I did 20. My record I think is 50. Either 49 or 50.
Those aren't Bulgarian split squats. I don't know what those are, and I don't want to know.
I think that's holding like weights, and then you put your foot like up on something,
What the hell?
and then you squat down like that. It needs to be lower than a table.
I thought
But
that was where you're like, went down and then your shirt, you like clamp it between your butt and then stand up.
No. Some ass squats, maybe?
Okay, well, in any case, we are going to.
Are pike push-ups the ones where you like are in triangle and then push up like that? Because I tried those the other day, but they were really hard, and I feel like I almost pinched a nerve doing it.
One leg elevated. What?
Yeah, that's where you put it like up on a bench or a chair, and then squat with one leg. And you're supposed to like kind of keep tension in both legs, and it's supposed to, I think, work your hip flexor as well. The single leg squats, I'll do single leg press. That burns. Pistol squats is one leg, like.
What happened to just squats?
Well, so like with body weight, if you're doing body weight and you need more weight than like your body, that's where single leg squats come in.
Okay.
Why he holding that sausage like that?
He's always holding a sausage every time we click in.
Even though pretty much every time we've met new people, it's gone well. I'm happy to see that.
We do have a flock live.
Chef Steve is he's easy.
Yeah.
We like Chef Steve.
Good fun time.
Good fun time. So.
Just started too.
Oh really? I didn't even check that. Heck yeah. So.
Show him some love and hang out. It's a good time over there.
He's a good dude.
No, I can't balance enough to do pistol squats either.
Yeah, I will go ahead and start the raid. If everyone could please join in and show Chef Steve a ton of love. Like we said, we'll be back Friday for 2 builds, not 1, 2. So yeah, tune in Friday.
Plyometric lunge jumps. I'm gonna lunge jump up, down, into you, through, behind.
I think you guys are making up words.
Start the raid before I say something I shouldn't. But
Okay.
I'm gonna lunge jump into your when your mom.
Goodbye,
and then
everybody.
As you
Hang out with
when
Chef
you
Steve.
if you
See you Friday.
And then you do
Bye.
this and then when.